drinking all night sound. Shake it up, let's get loud. Sipping spirits in this crowd. Laughing jokes, no one's count. Live streams got us real proud. Drinking buddies, feeling fine. Cocktails flowing every time. Mixing stirring, twist that line. Having fun ain't a crime. Oh, having fun ain't a crime.
Wow, wasn't that something?
Love
All
it.
right.
I love that intro. I love that intro.
That is yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Drinking Buddies. We've got Sean here. Thanks for stopping by. We've got Iceman. We've got, who's that? We got CZ4140. Not sure.
Just really quick before we start, if you want to join the whole entire chat, head over to Dave's channel, Booze on the Rocks. That's where everybody should be hanging out, so that everyone could talk on the same chat room. Otherwise, it's gonna separate us, right? So head over to Booze on the Rocks. Subscribe to Dave if you haven't. And
Absolutely.
hang out with us.
Oh, don't forget to subscribe to Vino and Rob too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Hey,
yeah,
my man Eric is in the house. We got Damo. We got
Eric's
Sean.
here. Tater
We
Dom.
got my man Iceman Kent Kazuk. Who else we got?
Tater Dom. Yeah.
Nice.
Good group.
Hello,
in the-
everyone.
But thank you everyone for joining us today for our first ever Friendsgiving. How about that?
Yeah.
Huh? And we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna do like a little bit of a contest today. Rob, why don't you explain what today's contest is gonna be? We'll repeat it again later once we get more people.
That's right. So, well, today is the theme is Fantasy Friendsgiving. So we're going to make some Thanksgiving themed cocktails for you guys. But we're also talking, if you looked at our hilarious intro, our cover photo here, we're talking fantasy films today. So we're going to talk about our favorite fantasy films, and we have a tournament style bracket of a bunch of, I went and searched up, there's 32 of the of what was rated as like the top fantasy films, and with your guys' help, we're going to rate them and see which one reigns supreme.
Hey, Tyler joined us. Tyler, if you want to come on the screen with us, brother,
Tyler, I'm going to send you that.
We'd love to have you. We'd love to
I'm going
have
to send you
you,
that link, Tyler.
Tyler's
I'm
a
gonna go
movie
on-
buff too, so he would be great.
That's right. All right, Tyler, I'm going to send you that link on Facebook.
Again, guys, make
welcome
sure you
back.
head over to Booze on the Rocks, David's channel, so we can all be in the chat together and we can all bust each other's chops. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we're all gonna make like a fall Thanksgiving themed drink today, and maybe a second. But really, what we're gonna do today is just kind of have fun with this movie theme, this fantasy movie theme. It should be fun.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's
right.
everyone drinking today? I know it's a Thursday and it's like a school day, but maybe you have a little something in your glass. Maybe it's Coca-Cola, or maybe it's maybe it's bourbon. Who knows?
Maybe it's a little Coca-Cola with some bourbon.
Yeah, that's exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The other or both, right?
Yep. No, absolutely.
That's awesome. So you guys, so this is a Friendsgiving, and obviously in America we haven't had Thanksgiving yet. It's next week or a week or two. You guys in Canada already had Thanksgiving, am I correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, ours was about a month ago. So yeah, it was around this time in October. Yeah, I don't know why it's different like that, but that's just the way it is.
It has to do with when the harvest would come in, right?
Yeah, that's because you guys killed your Native Americans a little earlier than me.
Oh,
and canceled.
I came at the wrong time.
yeah. We don't have a channel.
We have already talked about killing a whole clan of people. What's going on, dude?
And canceled. Just like
Tyler, how you doing?
we got
So guys,
controversy.
this is one of our pals here, Tyler of Never Empty Bottle. If you guys haven't subscribed to him. He is on YouTube as well. He's on a bit of a hiatus, but hopefully we'll have him back soon.
Not for much longer.
Oh yes, that's what I want to hear.
So we just bought a house and I just kind of built up the studio space a little bit.
Nice.
So
Oh, nice.
Gosh, you're broke.
it's
can't afford the
gonna
bar.
be here shortly.
Now, if
That's
you guys
awesome.
see in the chat, there's a guy named Eric Sloop, the great guy. And
Yep.
so he says next week's going to be hell for him because of Thanksgiving. And the reason he's saying that is because he's a truck driver and the roads are going to be nuts.
Oh,
So
we'll be the
imagine
road
you're a
with Black
truck
Friday
driver.
deals and everything being shipped.
Oh, my God. That too. I mean, this guy's not going to get anywhere. Eric, we love you. We're sorry that you're not going to be able to get anywhere fast.
And
No.
just to do it right, I'm going to order something from the place where you work. I'll add to the misery.
Eric's one of the best guys in the one of the best supporters in the niche. Good guy.
Oh yeah.
So,
All right, so
listen. Why don't we start? Rob? Why don't you start off with something, brother?
sounds good. I didn't have time to actually make the. Yeah, I didn't have time to make the cocktail cards, so you'll just have to listen and
Close your eyes, use your
Wait.
imagination.
exactly something like that. Oh, I need a jigger.
Eric, what up, man?
All right, so I'm making the Fall 75. So it's basically a riff on the French 75, although it's actually kind of closer to the champagne cocktail because it uses cognac instead of gin. But we're gonna need some cognac, and Vino loves to hear me pronounce this one.
I don't actually. I don't.
Courvoisier.
Ah,
You don't say
Anyways,
with
but
an accent.
we're also going to need some spiced apple syrup that I made today, just for this. But you know, it helps for my my series of syrup shorts, which I've been doing very well. So I'm making all sorts of syrups. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces
That's very
of.
Canadian of you.
We can't
Very
hear you,
what?
Tyler.
I said that's very Canadian of you.
It is. All
You're doing very well.
right. So 1.5 ounces of the Courvoisier cognac, just for Vino. Then I'm going to do, you want this pretty sweet. I mean, the recipe actually said literally like 2 to 1. So 1.5 ounces, I would do 3/4 ounce. I'm just going to do 1/2 ounce because I don't like things too sweet. It also depends on, we're using a sparkling wine, so it depends on the sweetness of your sparkling wine. We're using a dry one versus a one that's sweeter. And this was literally just all that's in the glass, but I'm going to add some maple walnut bitters because in the fall, these are the best things.
Yeah, walnut bitters.
ooh, man. What this guy? His name is M. He's thinking sexy sounding single malt. I've never had that one.
Our
So I
little
hear that people are drinking
double cask matured. It's a fancy one right there. Oh, we got someone else.
I think during the week people tend to drink a little more neat stuff. I know I'm like that. I don't really have cocktails into the weekend.
Yeah, I was saying I don't put it in unless it's Saturday. Honestly,
You don't what?
I don't put any like mixes in my drink unless it's
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I normally just have a little dram or something on the weekends. Rob, that's not how you shake, Rob. Come on.
What was I supposed to do?
Rob, you know how you shake. Come on, you do it all the time. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, shaking with a smile is important. Get it right.
Rob shakes with a stalker, crazy man smile. He's very
Welcome
rock and
to
roll.
Better Avec Bourbon. This is a guy I met recently through TikTok, and he's got his own YouTube channel, so check him out. I'm not sure if I caught your name.
Yeah, we don't have his name. He'll tell us when he's on camera. Maybe it's Evic.
It's not Avec. That's with in
No?
French.
Oh, all right. Maybe
It's a
Evic.
beach, it's Serbian.
It's Serbian.
What's
he
your-
said.
What's your name?
No, I'm just kidding. It's Alex.
Alex.
Nice
Well,
to meet you, Alex.
thanks for joining. Yeah, thanks for
I
meeting.
wasn't-
Thanks for
I
joining
wasn't-
us.
I wasn't off. Evic, Alex. Very cool.
All right, so then, going to be pouring this guy in here, and then we're going to be topping this with some sparkling wine.
See, look, Rob. Even Damo said, "Where's the shake face?" You disappointed everybody.
It wasn't time yet. Maybe by the third drink.
Really? Come on, Rob. You're letting us down.
Rob,
I
you're gonna
know.
lose a couple of pounds going back and forth from the fridge. You should have had everything set up by the bar.
I probably should have. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I just did something stupid.
Hey, that's good luck. That's good luck. Somebody's
I guess-
getting married.
That's right. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, buddy, that looks nice.
Oh, it's refreshing.
Hey,
Nice
Rob,
and
you put
bubbly.
the
It's
chat up
sweet.
on the screen?
I did. Look at that, eh?
Oh, cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Wait, tell us about.
Oh, did we lose Alex already?
We lost Alex.
Yeah, he'll come back. All right.
He had
Vino.
30 seconds that I'm fucking out.
He said, I had enough. I had enough of you guys. Hey, Doc. What's up, Doc?
What's up,
We got a
Doc?
whole host of good people here today. Everybody
we
in
got
the
a nice
comments.
crew. We got a nice crew. Remember, if you're not on Dave's channel, Booze on the Rocks, head over there now. That's where everybody's hanging out. You don't want to be on the different chats. The other ones, they're not. There's no one there. Go to Dave's channel, Booze on the Rocks.
The shake face. I promise I'll
taking
put
a
it on
dirty
next
banana.
time. What's a dirty
Hey,
banana?
that sounds like one of your.
I think I have had the dirty banana.
Dirty bananas
I think I
are
have.
good, actually.
I think I've made that on my channel like a couple of years ago, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't
I've
have
given
the
a
name
few
sound-
dirty bananas, if you know what I mean.
All right, Vino, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a personal original. It's called the Harvest Nail. For you guys that don't know, I love Drambuie so much, and the Rusty Nail is one of my favorite cocktails, and I love
really good.
fall cocktails. So this is a combination of fall cocktail and a Rusty Nail. So first thing we're gonna do is 1 ounce of apple brandy. If you can get the Laird's straight apple brandy, this stuff is crazy good.
We can't get that one.
No, that's
Um,
I'm sure
well, I
you
can't
guys
even-
have someone out there that can make it.
I can't even get the regular one now.
That one does. It's okay. It just doesn't have the same punch.
Laird's will put some hair on your chest, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. And then we're gonna do 1 ounce of my favorite gin in the world, Tomcat Reserve Gin, made in
Ooh.
Vermont. This stuff is aged and has a little bit of honey. It's aged with honey. Oh, it's so.
Is that what
good.
does the recipe specifically call for like an aged gin like that?
It's an aged gin. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's my recipe. That's why it's interesting.
Oh, yeah. I
So
forgot.
Alex is going to stick to the chat. It's all good,
And then a
man.
half an ounce
Yeah.
of the king of all liqueurs, Drambuie.
It is fantastic.
It is my absolute favorite, man.
I'm actually working on a homemade Drambuie.
Really?
It's you
Very
got to
cool.
get it's just I'm having trouble finding like the right
Like the right spices.
spice. I mean, it's basically it's Scotch based, so you pick a fairly inexpensive Scotch, honey. If you want to be super authentic, it should be heather honey, whatever that is. But any honey will work. And then I called Heather; she wouldn't give me the honey. But then there's very specific kind of spices and stuff as well. So those are going to be a little hard to track down.
Yeah, it's
3
Heather,
dashes of
never
gin.
planned, right?
Yeah. What's that?
I'm using Peter Patrician. He's a member of the cocktail community.
Yeah,
there,
he's
so I
part of the
got
community too. He makes his own bitters.
But he actually, I just saw a couple days ago, he teamed up with Leandro to make it's called.
Oh, that's
Standard
fantastic.
Beers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so I'm good.
interesting looking.
Cool for him, man.
I think they've got 3 out so far.
Yeah, there's three of them. Yeah, it's funny. I have all of them, but they're Peter's brand, and it's just when he was doing it by himself. All right, we're gonna stir for 30 seconds. I forgot my
Stir it
orange.
up.
It's in the fridge.
Hey,
so
where's the
we're gonna-
60-second countdown there, Vino?
I would have never made it under the 60-second timeline.
Yeah.
This? Well, if you weren't talking your ass off, you would.
He's moved away from the 60-second. He was getting too old. Couldn't tough it out
Yeah,
anymore.
you're fast enough.
He's breaking a sweat after
I'm
every
getting
drink.
anxiety. I'm like, this is not good for my anxiety.
Like, come on, Vito. Just give me the glass.
That's what you should have done. Do 6-second cocktails, but have like a coach off to the side yelling at you.
That would be hysterical, actually.
I'll do that.
And then we just big
Yeah,
old
just
sexy
Dave
up.
off to the side yelling.
Face if he
What are
doesn't.
you saying there, Tyler? I can't hear you.
I'd say, is my phone not up? I feel like my phone's I'm on vacation. Right now.
I can
I'm
see
on
it. I just
vacation.
have a hard time hearing you. We're losing you somewhere in there.
All right, there we have it, folks. It's usually garnished with an orange peel. I forgot in the fridge. I don't put it on the camera. So. Cheers, the Harvest Nail.
Harvest
Awesome.
nail.
And you're right, Doc. None of us are sure about that.
This is so fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know what to say. Apple notes, ginger notes, honey, spices.
That's what's great about fall cocktails is all those
The
spices.
flavors are crazy. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. You can really be make up imagination with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, how about our boy Mr. Booze in the Rocks there? What do we got?
Booze on the rocks.
We're going to wander into the orchard today.
What? Wait,
And that's actually the name of the cocktail, Into the Orchard. And it's one I've never made before. I pulled one completely at random that just looked really interesting.
sometimes those are the best ones.
And one of the interesting things about it is when I looked at the recipe, it gave you a couple of different options. Now, of course, we're going to start with 1 dash of the old Ango. You're going to need a little bit of lemon juice, and it wants 3/4 of an ounce.
You got to give it what it wants.
Yeah.
You got to do it properly.
That's what she said. So it looks like Alex said he's gonna just hang out in the chat.
Yeah, he's gonna hang out in the chat. It's all good.
He doesn't show his face.
3/4 of an ounce.
Alex, there was a time when Rob didn't show his face either.
There was a
Now-
long
Yeah.
time when Rob didn't show his face. Do you remember when we wondered what he looked like for the longest time?
Oh, we knew what Rob's feet looked like. We knew that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get a lot of comments still. People like say, they want me to go back to that style of shooting, but first of all, it wouldn't work
I
in my
don't
new
think it's because
setup.
they like the style of shooting, Rob.
They just don't want to see my face.
The interesting thing about this cocktail, well, there's 2 interesting things. You can either use apple cider or apple juice, depending on what's available. And where I live right now, the apple cider is gone, so I'm stuck with some apple juice. And because this is a honey syrup, you're going to want to go a little stronger on that, or a little bit more, just because the apple juice itself isn't quite as sweet as the apple cider. But it's got an interesting split base. Now, your first base, which I'm using bourbon, you can also use a good rye whiskey, and you're going to go with 1 ounce of that. The other part that will actually add a little bit more of the apple flavor is a little bit of an apple brandy. I'm using a little bit of Laird's Apple Jacks. And you're going to use, again, 1 ounce. So this cocktail will have a little bit of kick to it. Guys, why not? You got to shake it for a couple of seconds. We're going to go probably 8 seconds. And let's see if I can do this without having it mess.
Oh, the flip.
Whoa.
Oh, my.
Brand new.
So who said Saint Germain was the ketchup of drinks? I would think Angostura would be the ketchup of drinks.
No, Saint Germain is absolutely good.
But you don't put it on everything.
No, you don't. Well, it's misused. That term is wrong. What they're trying to say is that it makes anything good.
Yeah, I see.
Like
I agree with better with bourbon. Yeah, it does, but it's not like to me because like Ango is like bitters in general are like the seasoning of cocktails.
Ango's more like salt and pepper.
Salt.
I guess, but to me it's like
Jinx.
I don't know. To me it's like how every kitchen, every restaurant needs ketchup. Every bar needs Ango. You could run a successful bar without Saint Germain. You're not running a successful kitchen without ketchup.
Well, actually,
Every bar.
you could.
Well, they need a bathroom too, but we're not going to say that Saint Germain is the bathroom of cocktails.
Well, no, it's not the bathroom of cocktails. It actually makes things taste better. We're not focusing on toilet water there, Rob.
All right, Dave, taste that for us.
I'll taste it again because it is that good. Oh yeah, it's appley. The bourbon. This is a 45 proof, 43.3 proof, 43.3%, which is 46.6 proof, 96. I suck at math some days.
I've started using.
You don't have to.
If
You don't have to tell us. You don't have to convince us, man.
No, you can
you
use.
get it
I use
right.
ChatGPT to calculate ABVs of my liqueurs. It works pretty well.
But
use Chat-
this is really good. You got the apple. You have the slight hints of bourbon. You got the apple juice. You don't get slight sweetness to the honey. It's really good if you're going to be sitting around having a drink. Oh yeah.
Well, so before we go on, gentlemen, cheers. I'm assuming Tyler, you probably don't have anything there. Or maybe you do.
No, not
Yeah.
here, unfortunately.
Thursday. Well, happy Friendsgiving. Thank you all for joining
What
us.
is that?
Pencil jar.
Pencil case. Here we go. Cheers. Don't let a pencil get stuck in your throat.
Dude, I had everything ready for when we were supposed to do this a couple weeks ago, and then we changed
Yeah.
the date, and I knew.
I blame Vino for that one.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's okay. That's okay.
So Rob, listen,
No.
I'm gonna go off camera.
My
for
wife
2
wants a
seconds.
drink.
I'm gonna go off camera for 2 seconds. Explain again what's popping tonight, so we can get started on that a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so tonight we're talking fantasy movies. So I guess we'll get into it, talking about our favorite films and whatnot. But we have a tournament style bracket of over 32 of the most popular, famous fantasy films, and we're going to. We're gonna go through the tournament bracket and see which one's best. So this is gonna get pretty nerdy, which is why we need the alcohol.
We need to make ourselves look interesting.
Exactly. So yeah, right off the bat, let's get right into it. What are some of your favorite fantasy films? We're excluding sci-fi. Like we're going, like Star Wars is not in this category, even though it arguably is fantasy. But let's stick that one in the sci-fi category, and let's go fantasy. What about you, Dave? What's number one for you?
That is a good question. There's so many good ones. I want to say Lord of the Rings just for its epicness, but
I mean, it's a safe bet.
That's a safe bet.
Do
but
you have a specific one though?
no, my favorite, most specific train wreck of a movie is Conan the Barbarian.
Oh,
That's
Conan.
awesome, dude. That's
I love
fucking
Conan.
That
Conan's
is-
what,
great. But the reality is that pre Lord of the Rings, most fantasy movies are pretty corny. You know what I mean? They're good, but they're pretty corny.
Jason and the Argonauts with those fighting those like skeletons and
Hey,
there's
Clash
some
of the
great.
Titans was one of the first ones I watched.
Yeah,
And that
It's
was
a great
with
one,
the
too.
little claymation monsters. Oh yeah.
Game of Thrones is great. We are. I mean, we can talk about it in the bracket. I didn't include any TV series, so
Okay.
Game of Thrones is not there. But we can definitely chat about. But Game of Thrones, with the exception of that last season, but it is some of the best fantasy ever.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Some great.
And I'm really enjoying House of the Dragon, although the ending of this season was awful. Hopefully they fix it for the next season, which is going to be like 2-3 years away because they take forever to produce them.
Oh,
I yet to watch
$1
Game of
million
Thrones.
an episode or $100 million an episode to freaking make.
Really? Wow. I've
Yeah.
never seen Game of Thrones.
They're so expensive.
yeah.
I'm honestly, I like both. I mean, Return of the King is a very epic, but I do love watching kind of that the beginning of Fellowship. It's got such all the characters
Yeah, I
meeting and
agree.
everything is very, very nice.
It feels like a fantasy
yeah.
world too. You know, what
You
I mean?
really
Like,
get
you're being
you really
introduced
kind of
to
get
this world and
immersed.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they're some of my favorite series of movies, right? But Conan's always a huge thing because it's
So yeah, your favorite singular one is Conan. You're saying?
well, you see, then what happens is you got a whole raft of 80s, early 80s fantasy novels, everything from Beastmaster, Elf Quest. There was Merlin, Excalibur is what I'm thinking about. Really,
Excalibur.
Elf Quest. I keep going.
Hunger
Again,
Games.
guys, make sure if you're in the chat, head over to Dave's channel, Who's on the Rocks. That's where everyone is at right now. The whole chat group is there. Okay. How about you, Rob? What's your favorite fantasy film?
I mean, I think I'd have to say Lord of the Rings because it's just can't be beat.
Let's omit.
If we omit Lord of the Rings,
It's too easy. I mean, he
my
changed
God.
whatever. Peter Jackson. I mean, he completely.
Conan is
revolutionized.
pretty damn good. You know, one movie I really like. It's not the best movie. There's some nostalgia to it. Legend.
Oh,
With,
that's a
um,
good one. Yeah, that's great.
with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry
Tom
as
Cruise,
like
right? Yeah,
as
that's
like the
right.
big devil with the giant horns, and
I mean, Tim
love
Curry,
that
though,
movie.
right? I mean, he's
Tim Curry's
the-
amazing.
There's a second movie I have to
That's a
mention
good-
after the rest of you guys talk about your movies.
Oh, you know
Was
what?
that?
This one here, Alex brings up the Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't seen it yet,
I never
but
even made
it came out just last year. It's a brand new movie.
Well,
And
Dungeons and Dragons movie. There's multiple ones. If you're
I've heard
talking about-
I've heard great things about it because they said like it totally felt like one of these like paint by numbers Hollywood slops. That's like they're just doing it because it'll bring in money. But apparently it was actually really good.
No,
So
really?
I'm
That
looking forward to
movie
seeing
was
it, but I haven't seen it
very
yet.
good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's much better than the original Dungeons and Dragons movies
Yeah.
from the 90s.
I've never seen it. Never even heard. I didn't even know it was a thing. It's
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of like didn't they
Christopher
just-
Pine's
didn't
the
they
main
release-
character, main
Didn't they
actor.
release like a
Chris
Warcraft
Pine.
movie too a few years ago?
Chris Pine is because. Would you consider Mad Max as a fantasy movie? I would. See, there's an odd distinction between like fantasy and sci-fi.
I think
And
dystopian
I wouldn't even
movies
say
are
sci-fi.
sci-fi.
Or sci, because to me, sci-fi, sci-fi to me is by definition is a possible future. You know, so
Well, for one, I consider sci-fi technology too, right?
Well,
So,
yeah, but
true
like
fantasy
like
doesn't have technology.
true, but
Children of
but
Men.
it's still like but I mean technically because like Star Wars technically I left it out of the bracket for today because most people consider it sci-fi. It technically is more on the fantasy genre because Earth, it's not a possible future because Earth does not exist in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
And there are fantastical elements like the Force is essentially magic, but because it's technology based and is very futuristic, the style falls more into sci-fi, but technically it's fantasy.
Now, does Earth? I don't watch Star Trek, but does Earth exist in Star Trek?
Yeah. Star Trek is full on
And
sci-fi
by the
because
way, Earth is in the Star Wars franchise.
just because it says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they never visit it. It's never mentioned. It's not a thing. That's just how they start.
Star Trek, Earth is one of the founding members of the Federation.
Well, yeah. Earth is very much part of Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm out of my element now.
So, however,
This is where the fun begins.
Let's go back into fantasy. Vino, what is your favorite fantasy movie?
It's an easy one for me. I love the Dark Crystal. I just love it, man. I'm a
Jim
huge
Henson.
Jim Henson fan. Like since I was a kid, I'm a Jim Henson fan. Whether it was the Muppets, or Sesame Street, or Fraggle Rock, or any of that shit.
So Dark Crystal or Labyrinth?
Oh man, I like Labyrinth a lot. It's really good, but Dark Crystal is something else. I just loved it. And the Netflix reboot of the show was
They just
so
did a couple
good,
years
but
ago.
no one watched it, so it
No.
got canceled. But it was super good, man. Loved it. Loved everything
I
about
think
it.
the problem, Vino, is that nobody got it because like this generation like didn't understand that. Like
Which
Yeah.
drink? What are we talking about?
So did you watch it, Tyler?
Yeah, I watched the first few episodes. Honestly, I watched it, and then one of my buddies was like, "You need to go back and watch the original one again because it helps. It helps kind of."
Well, you need to know what a Gelf is. Come on, get it right.
Yeah, no, it's true. You know, in retrospect, I could see like if you didn't watch the movie, it was hard to really understand
Yes.
what the show was about because the show felt so nostalgic. And how could
Right.
you be nostalgic for something if you've never
Right.
seen
For
the
sure.
original? You know.
For
So
sure.
Tyler, how about you, brother?
So this one actually, I think also pretty easy for me, just because like kid wise, I remember this movie all the time. Sword in the Stone.
Oh wow,
Oh, that was
that's
great.
That's
A
animation.
classic animated movie.
That one was
Great
one of
one.
my all-time favorite animated movies back when I was a kid. So Sword in the Stone, big one.
I love that we kind of went, puppet, whatever that's called, animatronic, whatever. We got an animated one. We have 2 actual live action ones. So like, it's cool how fantasy really kind of is across the
Yeah.
spectrum of.
Oh, for sure.
solid
We're all
stuff.
nerds.
There's two
Absolutely.
important ones we have to think about, though.
What's that?
Willow,
Willow's a good one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Willow.
and of course, The Princess Bride.
Oh,
that's
that's amazing.
That's a classic.
I love that.
That you should ever
That's
bet
such
against
a
a
great
Sicilian
movie.
when Guess is involved.
I mean, some of the best scenes in movie history come from that film. You know, where he's like, "I know something you do not. What's that? I am not left-handed." And it's, oh my god, it's just and then the whole like the scene with the poison cups. You know,
Yep.
it's such a great film.
And think about
Inconceivable.
Willow, too. I mean, Willow was probably the first film I could think of where a little person was like a major star in the film.
Yeah,
You know, that
Mark
didn't
Davis.
really happen again.
Yep.
Until what's his name? Hinkler. What's his name? Dinkle.
Peter
Dinkle, what's his
Dinklage.
name?
Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's become obviously a huge star.
Yeah, but Peter Dinklage played.
I could have
an
listened to try to guess
incredible
his name all
Tyrion
night.
Lannister.
You know?
I would have said everything that
Waiter,
rhymes with it
Hinkle,
except the
Waiter,
right thing.
Hinkle.
I would have did the
Dinkle,
alphabet.
Dinkle. Oh god.
Inkle, Binkle, Sinkle, Dinkle, Binkle.
Dinklage.
Sounds like you're trying to conjure him up.
Okay,
They got Harry
now
Potter
that's just
spell.
shades of Army
Hey,
of
Harry
Darkness.
Potter's another
during
guy.
Brexit.
Harry
We
Potter.
forgot about
How do
Harry
we
Potter.
forget
Oh, yeah.
Harry Potter?
No, you didn't.
Well, I don't think we forgot. We just didn't mention them. Yeah, I love the Harry Potter movies. I'll rewatch them at least once a year. They're
Yeah.
I've actually we've the problem with the Harry Potter movies is they were, when they came out, they were for a specific audience, and they made them for that audience as that audience got older. So we started, like, we watched the first one with my two boys, and they loved it. Then we're gonna watch the second one soon, and we're like, okay, they're fine with the second one, but by the third and especially the fourth, it starts getting freaking scary.
Yeah.
Like,
But the book-
like
the
my
book is the
my
same-
kids
the
are
books are
eight
the
and
same way.
eight and. Are they the same? Yeah, because they were
I mean,
written.
in the first books, they're like, you know, they're playing with Play-Doh, and by the last one, they're having, you know, orgies in there,
They're straight up
fighting,
murdering people with
throats.
snakes. They murder people
What?
with snakes in the last book.
That's what I'm saying. It gets wild, man.
It's true. Like the first 2-3 passes Christmas movies, and then like the fourth
Then
one,
it's like,
you have like
devil worshipping.
oh yeah, like at the end, like he cuts off his hand when he's doing that spell to revive Voldemort, and then he straight up like murders a kid right there, and
But I
it
tell you
gets
what,
dark.
Voldemort was always an indication that this was going to go left at some point, because
Yeah.
he was there in the beginning. He looked scary, dude.
Yeah.
That noseless character was really well done.
Oh, Ray Fiennes is such a good actor, and he was perfectly cast for Voldemort.
They did a really good casting job, period. Like, even like Daniel Radcliffe was fantastic, man.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to
no,
tell you
absolutely.
any more.
And he's lucky now that he became an adult. He's aged very well too.
They all have. What was that? Was that Tyler?
I said I don't want anyone to tell you any more character names. I want you to guess them off.
I suck at names in general, so forget about films.
So the headmaster
Every
of
Dinkle would not be pleased.
Vino, the headmaster of
You gotta love it. You gotta
Hogwarts. What was his
great
name?
Who's this?
The headmaster of Hogwarts. What was his name?
Was he a Dumbledore?
Okay, good.
But
I was expecting you to go like.
Characters because the
I was expecting you to say like Bumblebotch or something like that.
I know Hermione. I know pretty much. So listen, why don't we start the bracket? Let's do it.
Let us start the bracket.
So the way it's gonna work, me and the guys are gonna have our input, but we want you guys to definitely add your input in it to help us pick, which movies get eliminated. All right, guys. So in the chat, again, make sure you're over at Dave's channel if you wanna be part of the bracket. All right, guys. So Booze on the Rocks. Head over to Booze on the Rocks.
This is how we're gonna start out.
It starts right now with Neverending Story versus Pan's Labyrinth.
That's what I'm saying.
Woo! I mean, that's an easy one for me.
I don't know. I mean, Neverending Story is classic and nostalgic, but Pan's Labyrinth is so cool and so messed up.
Neverending Story is crazy, man. It's like
Yeah, I think I gotta give. It's a tough one because I think I gotta give it to Neverending Story, but Pan's Labyrinth, if you haven't seen it, don't show it to your kids though. It's pretty hardcore.
It's really good. That's the Del Toro,
But it's really good.
right?
Guillermo del Toro, yeah. I love anything he makes is amazing. Yeah.
I mean,
I actually.
the fact that
Labyrinth was like
the horse dies that early on, that never the story was devastating as a kid, dude. I was devastated.
And who didn't want that freaking flying dog as a pet?
Oh, and whose first crush wasn't the girl? The princess.
The childlike empress.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think our consensus is
never ending story. Let's see.
we've got a few votes for Pan's Labyrinth, but
Yeah, we do. So listen, in the chat, let us know what you guys think. In the chat.
Never Ending Story is going to win it.
I think we're going never ending. Yeah.
We'll give it.
I mean,
we'll give it like 2 more. We'll give it 2 more minutes for people to put it in.
I'm surprised. Like I'm so surprised that they haven't remade Never Ending Story. I don't want them to because I think they would ruin it.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
But I'm surprised they haven't.
It would probably look amazing.
It would look amazing, and the story would somehow get destroyed.
That wouldn't be a surprise.
But you know what? I don't know if I want to.
But yeah, the CGI would be good.
I don't know if I want to see that dog in CGI. What's the dog's name again?
He was a luck dragon. He was a luck dragon, but what was he? He had a name, right?
He was like half
Trey.
leader and half dragon.
No, Atreyu was the kid.
The
kid in the story.
The horse. Atreyu was the horse.
No, he's the kid in the story. He's the long-haired kid, not the kid who's reading, but the kid in the story is Atreyu.
Who's the horse?
Yeah, I don't know, but Atreyu is definitely the kid.
Who's on first?
Who's on? I have not seen it. Oh, you gotta watch these.
Yeah, Atreyo's the kid.
He's the kid. He's the kid in the fantasy. He's
in the fantasy. Yeah, not the kid reading the book, but the kid in the fantasy world.
Yeah,
that's right. Do you remember who the guy he bought the book was? You know who he was? Remember the actor?
Oh, he's one of the. No, I don't.
Wasn't it the Rocky? The coach from Rocky?
Oh, really? Was it Burgess Meredith?
No, I know what you're saying. I don't know.
Who's the Penguin?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, Burgess Meredith, but I don't know.
Yeah,
was it him?
I thought it was him.
That one's out of my league.
I'm not seeing him, and I'm looking at IMDb. I'm not seeing him there.
Then maybe it wasn't. I would think he'd get it. All
right, we have a consensus for
Never Ending Story, Rob.
Let's go for Never Ending Story.
Yes. All right. What's the next matchup?
The Mummy and the Hobbit. Now, for this bracket, we're considering for this bracket, we're considering franchises as a whole. So The Hobbit is all 3 Hobbit movies. It's not Lord of the Rings, but it's all 3 Hobbit movies. The Mummy is all Mummy movies. So, because I didn't want to include all 7 Harry Potter films, or 8 Harry Potter films. So
the first Mummy is probably better than the whole Hobbit franchise.
So the first 2 mummies are good. The third one's
the third one's pretty bad.
Yeah, and the Hobbit films. The Hobbit is only good because of Lord of the Rings. It's nostalgic, but it was rushed. It was too overly dependent on CGI. I still love it, but I love it because of the Lord of the Rings.
But pretty boring, Rob.
All right, I think we're going Mummy for this one.
The Hobbit was completely different. The Hobbit, you took one book and split it into 3 movies.
Into 3 things.
And there's a bunch of content that's in those movies that are nowhere near the book, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff that just got, yeah, you're right. Legolas is in The Hobbit. It was never in The Hobbit, right? But they used it, as Rob said, we're going to take these popular characters, stick them in The Hobbit, and that'll, get more people. However, I think if they had left out that extra stuff and stuck to the story,
I think if you want... if you look at some of the concept art and the costume design before they switched, when Guillermo del Toro was going to direct it, I think it would have been so much better. Obviously Peter Jackson knows what he's doing. He did Lord of the Rings, but before, he was producing it, he wasn't going to direct it, and it was going to be Guillermo del Toro. And just look at the character Azog of the pale orc, the main bad orc. he was completely CG, and I find he looks just silly. Whereas if they had an actual costume, if you look up like original Azog design, he looked badass, and it was a costume. It was like a guy who's like 7 foot who was wearing it, and it looked amazing. So that would have been much better.
So what's the consensus with us for?
I think we're going Mummy.
No, I think
an audience seems to be going towards the Mummy.
But a couple Hobbits,
but I think the Mummy wins this one.
All right, let's go Mummy.
Go Mummy.
Oh, here's Conan, and this one's tough.
Yeah, I'm going Conan.
No, it's not. I'll sit and watch Conan all day long.
Yeah, but remember, this is all the Harry Potters, not just the first one.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'm going Harry Potter here.
You going Potter?
I love Conan, but Harry Potter is Harry Potter, man.
All right, so we're split, guys. Listen, so we're split. We need you guys to decide first. Right? We're split 2-2 here.
And remember, there were two
Conan versus
movies,
the
right?
Potter series.
The first one and then the second one, which was really cheesy.
But it don't compete with Harry Potter, in my opinion. In my word.
What is it?
Conan is amazing. What's that?
I think Potter's probably gonna win this one, but I'm sticking with Conan.
Conan was the first one was Conan the Barbarian, the second one was Conan the Conqueror, and then there was
Conan.
They never made
Conan the Destroyer was a remake with Jason Momoa. It wasn't good at all.
Nope.
I thought the Rock
one was
did Conan
with Conan the Destroyer. It starred the basketball player that everybody.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Olivia Dabo, because I recommend.
Oh, we got 2 for Conan and 1 for Harry Potter, guys. We might win Conan might win this one.
Conan.
Conan.
I mean, Conan to me is Harry Potter hands down there.
All right, we got 1 for Potter, 3 for Conan. We got two for Potter, 3 for Conan. All right, we're gonna give it another Potter. All right, we'll try again. Yeah. We need a tiebreaker here, guys.
Like, don't get me wrong, Harry Potter's really good.
They're really good.
I mean, to me, it's like I love both of these, but to me, the one that has the best impact on fantasy has to be Harry Potter.
For me,
yeah,
also,
I would agree on that. Conan the video game on Genesis.
Yes, Conan the video game on Genesis.
I'll sit down and watch Conan any day before I watch Harry Potter.
Listen, we need a tiebreaker. Somebody break this tie, please.
I'll say this. They don't have a Conan world at Disney. They have a Harry Potter world.
It's not a Disney, it's a Universal.
I don't think a Conan world would be appropriate.
Could you imagine Conan at Disney?
I could see that, man. I could see
just
that.
a bunch of like muscular men walking around with swords.
All right, we got Andrew. Andrew, break this tiebreaker for us, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew, break the tiebreaker. Conan or Harry Potter?
Come on, man. We're not talking about Conan O'Brien here. We're talking about Conan the Barbarian. Conan O'Brien would have won hands down.
Imagine him playing Conan.
Gotta be careful. Come on, guys. We need a tiebreaker.
He is tall. He's just not very muscular.
How about Canadian Chris? Canadian Chris, which is it? Tiebreaker.
Yeah.
We need a tiebreaker.
Oh, what?
No.
Scotty already. He voted for Harry Potter.
He did.
What's the scenario? No, just which better film? Oh, Canadian Chris says Harry Potter.
All right, but we got to see now what Andrew says.
All right.
Andrew, which is the better film?
I'm suitably chastened if it's Harry Potter.
Damo, you could also give us a tiebreaker.
Damo.
Better film, Harry Potter or Conan?
Come on, help us out here, guys. Come on, Andrew. You can do this.
I'm going to need another drink soon.
Come on, you just want to go Leviosa. Or is it Leviosa?
Yeah, this was tougher than we thought it'd be.
Conan! All right.
Get a tie again.
Next.
I guess, yeah.
Come on, Damo.
Better Epic Potter, okay.
Wait, did Alex already chime in?
Did you vote?
Yeah, he said Conan.
He said Conan, but now he said, oh yeah. He said, okay, so Conan. Well, what are we doing then?
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight? Obviously, Conan.
We know who'd win in a fight.
He'd be like, Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
All right, there you go.
Harry Potter.
Potter wins.
Harry Potter wins.
Potter win. All right.
There you go.
Oh, Pirates versus Pirates.
Oh wow!
This is a good one.
Man.
I
With
love
me,
it.
Yeah, I gotta go. Hook is classic, but I gotta go Pirates of the
Hook's
Caribbean.
classic, especially because of Robin Williams and stuff. But Pirates of the Caribbean was unbelievably good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for
That-
they got
that-
progressively worse, but that first
They did,
movie
they
is
did.
phenomenal.
Oh, that first one was an all-time classic.
I want to vote for Hook so bad.
For Hook, yo, you can vote for Hook. I don't think it's gonna
You're
happen.
lose,
but-
you're gonna lose this one, guys.
You guys, Pirates of the Caribbean was the better movie, but Hook
Yeah.
is so.
Yeah.
Rob,
All right, so we going? Is this one over
I
quickly?
think this is a quick. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
one.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, look,
I did
people in the
like-
chat are all gonna say
Alright.
the same thing.
300
I'm
or
going
Bridge
300.
to Terabithia.
300.
I've never seen Bridge to
300.
Terabithia.
I read
Let
the
me tell you,
book as a kid.
300 had one of the biggest standing ovations ever at a movie theater for me. I mean,
Really?
people stood and clapped.
Yeah, because
It's
it was
based on the Frank Miller comic book.
freaking
Yeah.
like in the street of Brooklyn, just freaking.
Sure,
The
it's
Bridge
true.
to
I mean, I think
Terabithia
yeah,
is
it
good,
could have been that. It could have been.
But
we all
that
wanted
one will
to see
make
more
you cry
blood.
at the end.
I think we're. I've never seen Bridge to Terabithia. Although I heard it was a big fake out though, right? Like
I've
it's
never
technically.
seen it, so I don't know, but I just know
Apparently,
300.
it's like these kids who escape to this like fantasy world, and that's Terabithia, and they cross the bridge to Terabithia, and everything is nice and perfect and good in this fantasy land. But it turns out at the end, like I've never seen it. This is based on someone telling me this. It turns out it was a big fake out, and these kids were like horribly like abused, and this is how they escaped into this other world. So that sounds horrible to me. I don't want to see that.
That's weird. Now I read the original book, right?
Okay.
The original book talks nothing about that because it's written for kids.
Oh, good.
They're whatever.
Yeah, right for
really-
abused kids.
We'll just go straight to 300.
Yeah, I think we're
I
gonna go
think
straight to
300
300.
is an easy one. 300.
Yeah, 300 is happening.
Yeah, I don't.
Forbidden Kingdom or Jumanji?
Oh, come on, Jumanji, man.
Yeah, Forbidden Kingdom's
Also,
pretty
we gotta
awesome
give Robin-
because
we
it's
gotta
like,
give Robin Williams his
Yeah,
he
right,
gets
yeah.
both, so he gets this one.
but I mean, you got to give some props to Forbidden Kingdom that bringing Jet Li and Jackie Chan together. It was pretty awesome.
Rob,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
They could have done better.
put rankings
Yeah.
next to movies. Like Jumanji would have had a 2 seed versus Forbidden Kingdom at an 8 seed or something.
Yeah, that would have been Caesar would be fun. That'd be cool.
That'd have been
But yeah,
sick.
Jumanji's an all-time classic.
All right, let's go. Let's do a Jumanji. Oh, here we are. I mean, I don't think we can. I don't think it's a contest for this one.
Just go click
This
on
one
the
is not voting things off for this
Is
one.
anyone going to vote for Aragon? That's what I
Let's
want
just
to
give
know.
it a second. Does anyone
Although
want
I will
Aragon?
say when I did watch Aragon when it came out in like 2007 or something,
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
the movie didn't do very well, so they never greenlit a sequel. It's based on a series of books. It had potential. Like I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but it was fun. And I was hoping to see it. They totally did like a, and this is before Marvel, but they totally did like a credit scene hinting to a sequel that never happened. So yeah, it was something.
Again,
All
guys,
right.
look, if you want to participate in voting for the bracket, head over to Booze on the Rocks. Head over to David's channel. We're all hanging out.
Yeah, that's where all the chat is happening. All right, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. I am the question. Oh,
Indiana Jones, Dark Crystal.
I mean, you already know my vote.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt if it doesn't win. It's gonna hurt. I gotta close my eyes. Close my eyes.
Oh, this is a tough one because I do like Dark Crystal as well. But I mean, come on, Indiana Jones.
I know what the right answer is.
Eric. We are. The rules for this one is all franchise, so we can omit the 2 last terrible ones. We're gonna focus on Raiders, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. The other ones don't exist.
Yo, my man Alec picked Dark Crystal. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Indiana Jones isn't really technically
Oh,
a
look, he
fantasy.
didn't know.
It's more of a historical fiction.
Yeah, but
See,
there's
hold on, Alex
there's
is-
fantastical elements to it. It doesn't
Alex
happen
made
on
a
different.
reference right now that only a true Dark Crystal fan would know.
You got those.
No, Dark Crystal
Love
is
that.
really, really good and way ahead.
Oh,
of its
Event Yours picked Dark Crystal too. All right. I mean, I'm gonna lose anyway, but it makes me happy.
It's a classic. It's hard. This is a tough one for
so
sure.
Good. So good. I mean, I understand Indiana Jones' significance of it, so I'm not surprised.
All right, we going Jones?
You could have rigged it though, made it so that Dark Crystal.
I didn't rig. I put all these in, but they were randomly seated, so I didn't rig any of these.
Damn it.
I would say that one didn't really seem like it had a fair chance, but whatever.
Okay, we're on to round two.
Right,
So
Tyler, you had no shot.
we're on to round two of. So we're doing one. Well, we're doing
Shit,
a full
I'm still going
one full
Never-Ending
side
Story.
of the bracket, and then we're going to do the other side of the bracket. So
Oh, you want to get to the champ for that round? Okay.
yeah, so it does. That's how it works. So it does one champion, and then we do the second. So all right, Never-Ending
I'm still
Story
going
and
Never-Ending
Mummy.
Story.
Yeah, Never-Ending Story. Mummy's great, but Never-Ending Story.
I'm gonna go.
What are you going, Tyler?
I'm going Mummy still.
Ooh, shoot. And Rob,
Mummy.
you said Mummy.
I'm doing Never-Ending Story. Never-Ending Story for me.
Mummy.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
we're
shit.
tied here. Okay, we need the
I
audience.
want to see my mummy.
Audience, what do you say, audience?
Oh, we got one for
Let's see, Alex
Mummy.
said
Come
Mummy.
on. Oh my God!
Shit.
Seriously,
we're getting more
Said
mummies.
Mummy.
Hey,
you guys,
the
look,
mummy is popular.
uncultured swines.
Dog winning.
Holy shit, Mummy. All right, my man.
Never-Ending
Scotty
Story.
said-
Good. We got one for Never-Ending. Two for.
Got it.
I think Mummy's winning this one. Damn it!
All right, and Event yours also went Never-Ending Story.
Oh, yeah.
Mummy got it. Mummy
All
wins.
right,
Mummy wins.
Mummy's got it.
I don't want to
There
deal
it
with
is.
Kane anymore.
Oh, Pirates and Harry Potter. Well, that's a tough one. I'm going
I'm going
Pirates.
Pirates. I'm going
Yeah.
Pirates. I think Pirates is just so freaking good.
It's so good. Yeah.
First of all, Johnny Depp. I mean, wow, right?
Yeah, that is
That
like
guy's performance in that movie was
the fact that he didn't win an Oscar for that performance is a crime.
It's a crime. It's a crime.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable in that film. All right, guys. So we all Mummy. I mean, are we all Pirates?
Yep, we're all pirates.
All right, Pirates it is. 300
Yeah,
and
look, the audience too. The audience too.
Ah,
Ooh, this is actually kind of tough.
This is Jumanji.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Jumanji. I love 300, but I think I'm gonna go Jumanji
Yes.
for the fantasy aspect of it. I mean, I know 300 is fantasy, but it's also kind of historical
Straight up-
fantasy. I
straight
don't
up
know. I'm going
mythology.
Jumanji.
Yeah, Jumanji's probably your.
Shit, I'm struggling right now, guys.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not really a. Yeah, Jumanji.
300 was just an amazing ride, dude. It was an amazing ride.
Oh, I
I'm
know
gonna
some
say
people who
I'm
worked
gonna
on
go
it.
I'm gonna go with 300, but I know Jumanji's probably.
All right, Jumanji it is.
Come on, man.
Oh.
Name one line from Jumanji. In 300, this.
What year is
so
this?
cold. Come on.
Hey, I unfortunately am out again. I gotta go to bed. I am on vacation.
No worries. Thanks for joining us, Tyler.
Look, guys,
Hey,
just stopping
Tyler,
by,
good
brother.
seeing you. Have a good one.
Let me know when the Christmas one is. I'll have my stuff ready. We're gonna.
Oh, we're gonna be doing some
Sounds
some Christmas movies.
There's only one
Yeah,
Christmas
brother.
movie.
It's buffering.
Love you guys.
See you later.
How's our stream, guys? I saw someone said buffering here. Does that mean we're kind of
I don't know. Maybe he's buffering, like he's thinking about which one to pick.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Send you a good connection.
I
Yeah.
think 300 probably. I mean, I think Jumanji wins this one, right?
Yeah, click
Yeah.
on Jumanji.
Jumanji. Let's move on. Well, again, I love Indiana Jones, but Lord of the Rings. Come on.
I mean, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's-
Does anyone contest this one?
Well,
All right.
Do you, David?
I'm clicking Lord of the Rings.
this is really hard. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I know,
there it is.
I know my.
Okay, the Mummy
I
and
have
Pirates.
a daughter. I have a. Ooh.
I'm
Pirates.
going Pirates.
I'm
Pirates
still
still.
going Pirates.
Yeah, no. What are you doing to us?
Yeah,
This is
I
going to
think.
get fun. It's going to get harder.
The Mummy versus Pirates.
What are you thinking, Dave?
You
We
know,
got two votes for Indiana Jones here. Well, no, it's not even in the contest.
But
That was the last one.
round. Remember,
Why is
it's
this,
like 20 seconds delay?
Oh, I'm
Mike
getting
is
some
running.
delay here. Yeah. Okay. Pirates. So we got 3 votes for Pirates. We got Andrew and Alex and Scotty for Pirates. So I think we're consensus Pirates.
Yeah, I think we're consensus Pirates. We got
All right.
one Mummy here, Damo.
I'm seeing Pirates. Yeah, Pirates it is.
All right. Shall I just click on Lord of the Rings?
I think we shall click. I think this is a who's gonna win second.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. All right. Lord of the Rings. I haven't. Well, they're all great movies. At this point, these are all great movies.
There's no bad Lord of the Rings film.
All right. Well, Pirates and Lord of the Rings. Once again, Lord of the Rings. These are two of my favorite fantasy films.
See, look, this is the thing. The first Pirates film is as good as probably any of the Lord of the Rings films.
Oh, I don't know. For me, it's I don't know. Look, as good and as much as I love the Pirates films, Lord of the Rings is just too epic.
No, I agree. I'm just making a small antidote here.
Well, Lord of the Rings. You know what? There is something about Lord of the Rings, just the pacing. Oh, you know what? They're all really good. But I'm a huge Tolkien fan, so go to Lord of the Rings.
All right.
It was also just like it was a cinematic feat that we've never seen before.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that I love the fact that it was shot back to back for 5 years, and then they released one, and they just released 1 year apart, which is you don't see that anymore.
No.
All right.
Yeah, like Alex said, the fantasy suspense for Fellowship is S tier. It really is that good.
Yeah. All right.
So
Lord of the Rings.
The Lords is going to win the
champion for the first. All right. So we're off to the other bracket.
Oh, Wizard of Oz. I mean, come on.
So before we continue here, do we want to
do our second drink?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably a good way to book it in. We're about an hour in, right?
Yeah, so let's take a little break here before we get on to.
I'm just gonna do a dram of bourbon in my drink, and that sounds good.
Audience, you guys have any drink suggestions?
I've got a second drink. I already know what I'm going to make.
What are you making?
Me, I'm going to make a cranberry margarita. I'm still fiddling with this recipe because I'm working on an original sort of recipe, although it's hard to get a good recipe.
Alex is saying Peter Jackson's commitment to set design and miniatures. I remember when they were coming out, I would get the extended edition DVDs with all those extra features, and I watched just hours and hours of those features, and it's phenomenal. It really was a cinematic masterpiece.
Well, all that extra stuff and the extended and the extra extended. And I've watched
and to me that
movies, right?
And to me, that's what made The Hobbit so disappointing. It's not that I enjoy the Hobbit movies for what they are. I enjoy the story, I enjoy the characters. It's the fact that it was so rushed. They didn't put the same care into the film that they did for Lord of the Rings. It was just you know what, just CGI half the stuff, you know. And there's actually
they were under pressure too by
for sure, yeah. Because studios we want this now.
It was supposed to be 3 movies. It was going to be 2. Everybody just went, "Oh, we'll do it in 3 movies," because
apparently Ian McKellen broke down on set for The Hobbit because he was he loved the reason he did it was because he loved his experience filming Lord of the Rings, and then he gets there and he was for weeks on end he was shooting against green screens with no one else, and because he's surrounded by dwarves are supposed to be shorter and he's supposed to be taller, so he was shooting with no one, and he kind of broke down. He's like, "This is not what I signed up for. This is not acting." All right. If anyone has a suggestion for a drink, otherwise I think I'm going to do the. I'll wait till Dave shakes.
So listen, while you guys are waiting for us to do this drink, what is your favorite fantasy film? Period. Just what is it? Regardless of what's on our bracket, what is your favorite fantasy film? And remember, guys, if you want to hang out in the chat where everybody else is at, go head over to Booze on the Rocks.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it was the Quebec City cocktail, which is I did it on my cognac video. I'm really into cognac right now, and which is basically a Toronto cocktail but with cognac instead of rye. So we've got some Fernet and some maple syrup.
So Dave, what do you got? How's that cranberry margarita working out?
Okay, so I've been. Oh yeah.
So what was in it? What was in it?
I have 2 ounces of tequila in here. 5 mils of agave syrup, a pinch of salt, about half an ounce of lime juice, so our half a lime, 2 ounces. Oh shit! I screwed up.
I was saying, it was a triple sec.
You didn't see me make a mistake. Yeah, no wonder it tastes wonky.
Is that just, are you using dry curacao?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a little bit of dry curacao.
Nice.
I need half an ounce of this, and 2 ounces of cranberry juice. Now, what I'm using right now is a cranberry dark cherry. Just a little something different, but did I do this right?
Hey, Sean, 3 ounces of apple cider is too much. That really I can guarantee that brought the cocktail down.
Say that again.
No, Sean said he made a apple cider drink and he said it was meant.
Hold on, I can't hear you over
That's a lot of cider. Yeah.
Like, Dave, you used 2 ounces of cranberry, right? Hey, Dave?
Any drink that calls for 3 ounces of juice is going to be like just.
I always cut. I'll only use 2 ounces, no matter how much it costs.
Okay, so remember to put your orange liqueur in there. But
Gotcha.
You don't
really
say.
tweak
You
it a
don't
little
say.
bit. I'm still working on it, but it's pretty close to being right where it needs to be. So, if you like a good margarita and you like something kind of themed, or you just want something that's really good, easy to get because you can get the ingredients all year round.
I made one of those last year. Margarita. I don't know if it was the same recipe, but margarita with cranberry and orange, and it's perfect for the holiday fall season. All right, cheers.
Nice.
Cilantro.
I'm gonna make mine too. It's something I call an empire. I call it the Empire Old Fashioned. It uses something called maple jack liqueur. And what this is basically apple brandy that has maple syrup added to it. And it's made in upstate New York.
That sounds really good.
It's made in upstate New York. This is the Empire State. So I call it the Empire Old Fashioned. All right.
Nice.
So we're going to do, and instead of using a simple syrup, the liqueur itself it's actually 35%. So it's not super sweet. So that I just use that as my syrup.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to do an ounce of bourbon.
I think we've all been there.
I'm gonna use an ounce of this maple jack. And I'm just gonna build this in glass. And I'm gonna do 3 dashes of walnut bitters. 1, 2, 3. This stuff is freaking this is like the ketchup of bitters, man. This stuff makes anything taste good.
It's the
And then
ketchup
just
of
stir this
bitters,
bad
is
boy
it?
up. You have the black walnut bitters, Dave?
Oh, that's actually one set I don't have.
Oh man, you've got to find it. It is so good, right, Rob?
Yeah.
The cocktail
It's
shop
one of my favorite.
where I live is closed now, unfortunately. So,
You should be able to get it on Amazon, easy.
yeah, I prefer.
It tastes like maple syrup, man. It's real
businesses
good.
first, right? But
Yeah, so the one I made is the Quebec City cocktail. It's 1.5 ounces of cognac, 1/4 ounce of Fernet, 1/4 ounce of maple syrup, and then some Angostura bitters. I do 2 dashes. I think it calls for 1. But it's essentially, I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same specs as the Toronto cocktail, but it's that one uses rye instead of cognac.
yeah,
Gentlemen, happy Friendsgiving, gentlemen.
Cheers, everyone.
And to everybody in the chat, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the like button on all 3 channels. And the other thing is, if you're not subscribed to Rob or Vino,
Do it.
Do it. All right, let's start bracket number 2.
Let's do it. All right.
Let's find out who is the king of kings.
Okay, just gotta share my screen again.
Hey, Scotty, we got to get you on this live, brother. Scotty he has a book. He also has a great IG. We got to get that guy on here, man.
Nice.
He knows his cocktails, and he seems like a good personality.
Yeah.
by the way, it's Wizard of Oz. hands down.
Oh, Wizard of Oz.
I haven't even seen Spiderwick Chronicles, so
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz is just so unbelievably good.
Oh, Labyrinth and Dragonheart.
Whoa.
I never seen Dragonheart.
It's good, but I'm gonna go Labyrinth as
But
well.
Labyrinth is also Labyrinth.
David Bowie, come on. The Goblin King stealing children? You got to do
That hair, it wins just because of the hair.
It's also an amazing movie.
Yeah. Jason and the Argonauts versus Warcraft. Warcraft was a complete pile of crap.
I never saw
Yeah.
the whole Warcraft movie. I saw like a little bit of it. Jason the
It's-
Argonauts.
You know what? The Jason and the Argonauts, you're talking about a
a classic.
It's early, like animatronic, stop motion, whatever. I
They
mean, it
did
was just
some amazing. They did some amazing work in that. Like very, because obviously long before computer animation, and they did some pretty crazy trickery to accomplish a lot of the effects in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stop animation or whatever they call that shit is incredible.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, absolutely. Go with Jason and the Argonauts. What do our what everybody's saying? Hey, Tide. Ever tried an orange marmalade sour?
That sounds damn good.
Willow's a classic,
Willow,
but
what do you
I
think
gotta
about
I gotta go Robin Hood. I love that movie.
No. Willow.
I know those, but come on, Kevin Costner, Robin Hood is amazing.
Against Queen Taramis, come on. And
Bryan
Willow's
Adams,
awesome. It
man,
had
Bryan
gold
Adams.
and magic, and the best swordsman in the world.
And when Willow came out, that movie was like the thing, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
I know.
awesome. They made a sequel to it. I never
Well,
saw it.
Disney
Yeah, I never
Disney
saw-
ruined it. Disney ruined it with their TV show.
Well, don't they always ruin something, those guys?
The TV show performed so badly that they removed it from Disney Plus. They kind of
wow.
They erased it. They pretended it, like try to pretend it never happened. That's how bad.
So
Yeah.
I see in the comments, I see 2 for Willow, 1 for good old Kevin. And I gotta admit, I do really enjoy Robin Hood.
I love how the vote is not for the movie but for Costner.
But Alan Rickman is a villain. This is actually
Oh, that's right. Oh my God,
Robin-
you forgot about Alan
Robin
Rickman.
Hood.
Come on.
his first movies as an actor, and he had apparently, as I understand it, this unique way of speaking during this movie where his lips did not touch his teeth. So that's how he was able to do a lot of his pronunciation. Well, it's a shame he passed away, but he was fantastic.
I mean, Alec Rickman, he's one of those guys that was the same character in every movie. A character actor, what they call them characters. And you loved it every time.
Oh yeah.
But Die Hard was his best ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's his character? What's his name? In that
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. That's right.
That's right. I mean, I remember saying, "Holy cow, this guy's amazing."
have
I mean,
probably
you
watched
can
that
argue.
movie-
You can
watched that movie
argue.
almost every year.
Snape was pretty epic too. I mean, those are probably his 2 best roles.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Snape is like
was really
Snape is
awesome.
iconic. I mean, he did a fantastic job as Snape, but it was iconic because it's also an iconic franchise.
Yeah.
But Hans Gruber, like going into it, when they did that, Die Hard was a new thing, so you can't say it was
he
iconic
created
when.
that. Like he created that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. All right. So
We're
I guess we're
going
going Willow.
yep.
As
we're
much as
going
we
Willow,
love
yeah.
Alan Rickman, we're going Willow.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Legend. You want to
I
talk
like
about
Legend,
the
but
Holy Grail.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is the first comedy we have on here,
Yeah, but Legend.
but
is
Legend is pretty epic.
Come on. The horse getting stuck in the mud, making everybody cry.
Isn't that a never-ending story? Does that happen in Legend too?
No, he's
It is
talking about
Legend.
Never Ending Story. I think he's
Yeah.
confused.
No.
Legend is Tom Cruise and Tim Curry as the big horn
Yeah.
devil. But there's a
There's a
horse
horse
in
that
that.
dies in that?
It's been a
I don't know
while
that.
since I.
It has been a while. It has, yeah.
One vote for Grail.
Yes,
Grail
horse.
is pretty.
And
Grail is
Andrew
pretty
would
epic.
love-
Though.
Andrew would love.
This does seem like Grail. Definitely seems like Andrew's
It seems like
style.
his kind of thing, yeah. I mean, Monty Python is like a English thing.
Yeah,
and
I'm
he's
confused.
Australian,
Yeah.
so
I'm confused. Maybe I'm just confused.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Neverending Story. But Legend is fantastic.
Tim Curry was a good devil. I'll give him that.
Oh my God, those! I don't know. I'm hoping that helmet was not too heavy. I'm hoping those horns were hollow because
I'm sure they were
holy,
I'm sure they were.
because holy crap! Like they come out from the side and they protrude like 3 feet above the end.
No, absolutely.
Tim Curry is in Alan Rickman territory in terms of like these great character actors.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you know what? My most iconic moment for Tim Curry is in Home Alone 2 when he says pizza. It's just like it's the way he says it. Like who says it like that? You know, like it's just epic.
But look, I mean, Rocky Horror Show, whatever it's called. I mean, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yes. So what go for Legend?
Go for Legend.
It's a legend. Everybody says Legend.
Oh my God!
No,
yeah, this is a no-brainer.
This is a no-brainer.
I like the first Fantastic Beasts, but it just went downhill after that.
Now Princess Bride all the way.
And Princess Bride is like the Spaceballs of fantasy, right? Like
it really
Spaceballs is the sci-fi comedy, and Princess Bride is the fantasy comedy.
It's a book.
It's so
What's
good.
he say about we're going to storm the castle?
I don't remember that scene. I don't remember that scene.
No, I didn't hear what he said.
Something about storming the castle. Oh no, wait. Is that it? Yes. Something about.
They had to do it for True Love. Come on. For Princess Buttercup.
God, I haven't watched that in a while. I gotta watch that again.
I keep seeing my favorite 2 scenes are the poison exchange with the inconceivable guy, and then the sword, and then the sword fight.
With Mandy Patinkin as
and of course his speech is like, "Hello, I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." I mean, that's iconic. As a 6-fingered man.
Yep. Well, Princess Bride it is.
Princess Bride.
Yep.
Excalibur and Dungeons and Dragons. Now I have not seen Dungeons and Dragons.
I've not seen either one.
Excalibur is a classic. I'm going to go with Excalibur, but I'm going to defer to audience for this one.
I have no race. I have no horses.
They're both really good. Dungeons and Dragons is actually really, really good. Excalibur is very good.
I've heard excellent things about Dungeons and Dragons, and I think it's because people were expecting it to be another just like Hollywood cash grab, because it's a recognizable brand because of the game. So they're like, oh, we'll just make money out of it. But apparently it was actually really entertaining. Even Andrew agrees. He said it's genuinely good. Yeah, I'm going to have to see it. Yeah. But I mean, the cast of Excalibur is amazing. You've got Patrick Stewart. You've got... I can't even think of anyone else. Kieran Hines, I think, is in it.
It was good. So click on Dungeons
and it's a classic story too, right? Excalibur and King Arthur and yada yada. But let's go Dungeons. It's too cheesy. Everything back then was cheesy. Narnia and Stardust.
Narnia is really good.
I haven't watched Stardust, and I did like Narnia.
Stardust was good, but it didn't. I don't know if it's based on a book, if there was meant to be like sequels, but they never went anywhere. But as a movie,
Robert De Niro in a fantasy movie, I never saw Stardust.
His character was kind of funny too, because he was like you thought he was bad, and then he turned out to be like gay.
But is he like Robert De Niro in it?
Hey, no, he's flamboyantly gay, which is kind of fun. Well, he's like hardcore Robert De Niro at first. He's a pirate. He plays a pirate who's like secretly. No, it's a lighthearted. It's not comedy, but it's a lighthearted story. But he plays like this like the king of pirates, basically like the lord of these pirates, and so he has a persona of being this like evil like guy, and then when the main character gets captured by him and he thinks like, oh my God, he's going to like chop our heads off. And then he meets him and it turns out he's this flamboyantly gay, like nice guy. And it's hilarious. Oh, it's a hilarious reveal. That's probably the best part of the movie. But yeah, I give Narnia.
I thought I saw every De Niro movie there is. I'd never even heard of this before.
Yeah, there we go. Andrew
But I
got it.
love
So
the- I
Robert De
love
Niro
the-
as a gay sky pirate. Because they are, yeah, they're pirates in the sky.
The Chronicles of Narnia series, the books, I read them all as a kid. They're favorite.
I read them to my kids too.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, click on
Well, I really
Narnia.
like the movie. I love the movies. I wish they would have kept going.
Yeah, I
but
know. It
The,
sucks when they
the
stopped.
third one was not as, but it wasn't their fault. It was the story is kind of less epic than the first two.
Yes. They cut their losses. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on to round 2. So we got
I'm
Wizard of
gonna go
Oz and
Wizard of Oz.
Labyrinth.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I think Wizard of Oz. It's more
Yeah.
iconic.
That is one of those original fantasy stories.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is.
It is, right?
Really on the turn of 19.
Remember?
Andrew says you can tell Narnia sucks because they didn't finish the movies.
Do you
I mean,
guys
I wish
remember
they
with,
would have.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the tall tales about Wizard of Oz, where you could see one of the little people hanging themselves in the back?
Yeah, the TV show. Yeah, the cartoon shows, kid. Yes.
That was so funny.
I remember those. I used to watch those. I used in the Wonderful Land of Oz. I used to watch
No, David. No, in the movie itself, there was
Oh yeah,
this
they were hanging
rumor.
off trees.
There was a rumor that
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
He hung himself.
I think that's been
off.
debunked.
Oh no, it's been debunked, but forever it existed.
Yeah, because you see in the background, you see a tree, and there seems to be something hanging from the tree, and people started to rumor there was one of the little people playing the whatever
He
they're
got
called,
fired or something like that.
and he got fired. He went and hung himself right on set, and like, how would no one have noticed? And they kept shooting afterwards.
Exactly.
Like-
Well, you know, the amount of drugs they were on.
True that. I think we're going with Oz on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason and the Argonauts versus Willow.
Willow
I'm
got
gonna.
it.
I'm gonna go
God,
Jason.
man.
Willow just
I'm gonna go
doesn't.
Jason.
Yeah, I mean, I
gonna go
liked
Jason.
Willow's fine, but it didn't have the impact on me that it had on a lot of people. I was just like,
really
all
like
right, it's fine.
But Jason the Argonauts for me was like my imagination was just
Yeah,
blown
it's an
apart.
iconic, like, you know, an iconic fantasy film, and
Clash of the Titans in
for
this way.
cinema, it was iconic for cinema as well because they did so
Yeah,
many things that were like,
exactly. So, I mean, I was
how the
just-
hell
I
did
was
you
just
do
like,
that?
Whoa, what is
You
like, how is that?
Yeah, you watch it today, and you're like, how did you do this without computers?
Yeah.
I can tell you how they did it, but
Well, I know
Then
how
I
they
have to
did it.
tell you.
I know how they did it. I've watched like behind. I've watched. There's these guys I follow on. If you want a great YouTube channel to follow, Corridor Crew.
Yeah.
These guys are they're VFX guys, and they do this show. VFX artists react. So they react to CGI in movies and effects, special effects in movies, and it's great because they really do like a deep dive behind movies and all. It's fantastic. All right, are we going? I don't know.
Yeah,
we
we're
got
going,
one.
Willow.
We got one for Willow, one for Jason, though.
I want Willow.
me and you are Jason.
Oh, it's really hard to say.
I'm going Jason, but I don't know.
We have to flip a coin on this one.
Did we lose part of our audience here? We seem to have less people voting.
I think we got it. I think they've quieted down a bit.
Yeah. All right. Let's go, Jason.
Well, part of it, if you think about it, it's getting late too, depending on where you're from, right?
That's true. Legend and Princess Bride. As much as Legend is one of my favorites, I got to give this one to Princess Bride. I think it has more cultural impact.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Yes.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yep.
All right. Princess it is. Narnia and Dungeons. I'm going to go Narnia. I haven't seen Dungeons, but again, cultural impact of not just them. And we are talking movies here, but cultural impact of Narnia in general is much bigger.
In general. I also
Even though
haven't seen
Dungeons has the game has had a huge cultural impact, but
Oh, incredible.
I still think we're going Narnia, right?
But the Narnia films were also very well received. The first one at least was.
The first two. I really enjoyed the first two.
Absolutely.
Prince Caspian was really good. It's the third one. The Dawn Treader was just like, eh. The problem though with the Narnia books, and the reason they don't translate to film that well, is because if you look at Lord of the Rings, for example, through like I'm talking the trilogy, not like extended Hobbit stuff, but like if you're looking at Lord of the Rings, the three books, you're following the same characters throughout. The problem with Narnia is the books they change because the time, Narnia time flows differently than like time on Earth. So you get those same four kids. They come back for the second movie, but then in the third movie, two of them don't come back, and you got a new kid. And then if they were going to make the fourth movie, you'd have none of those characters, and you have a completely new characters.
Part of the problem was too the characters, the actors were aging too fast.
They were aging fast. Yeah, they were aging fast. But it's also you get these whole like. And there's a couple of the books that literally in Narnia, there's like a 5,000 year jump. So like you can't have any of your characters coming back because they're all long dead. So that's
it almost feels like C.L. Lewis didn't realize he was going to write a second part, like a book. You know what I mean? Like he said, I'm going to write one book and hopefully it does well. And it did do well.
But let's all agree that casting Liam Neeson as the voice of Aslan is just spot on.
Absolutely.
Casting Liam Neeson in anything is spot on.
It really is, except for a cowboy.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen that clip? Have you seen that clip from Family Guy?
No.
Look up Family.
I think you shared it once.
I look up like Family Guy, Liam Neeson, cowboy, and it's so funny. They're making fun of a specific movie he played, where he did a specific movie where he was playing essentially a cowboy, and he didn't even try to like hide his like Scottish accent.
Well, no, you wouldn't. You know why?
Because you're Liam Neeson.
That's interesting. I didn't realize Tolkien converted Lewis to Catholicism.
Did he? I knew that Lewis was an atheist, which was funny because there's a lot more, which is kind of the difference.
Wait, so Lewis was an atheist because the books are like very much.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the funny thing, the contradiction, because Tolkien was a devout Catholic, and in Lord of the Rings, there's no mention of any kind of religion, whereas C.S. Lewis was an atheist, but his book is heavily influenced by religious
became a Christian thanks to
I guess that's what Better with Vic Bourbon is saying. Interesting. All right, I guess we're going Narnia.
Yeah, we're going Narnia.
Yep.
All right, Wizard of Oz, Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah, that's Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I think it's Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Argue that one.
Princess Bride, Narnia. Ooh, that's a tough one.
This is good. This is good.
I would go Princess Bride on this one.
I would go Princess Bride.
I'm going Princess Bride.
I don't think anyone's going to disagree with us.
No, I don't think so.
Wizard of Oz, Princess Bride. Whew.
Yeah,
I'm going Princess. Oh, you're going Wizard. I'm going Princess.
Princess Bride.
Wow.
All right.
Shit.
All okay, audience.
All right, let's see what the audience
to chime in on this one.
They have to catch up to this one.
Well, they're saying Oz. Oz, Bride, Princess. Ooh, it's even. It's even in the votes.
Princess.
Okay, we got.
And I'm done my drink.
Bride for winning.
I feel like we need like one more vote on this guy.
I think Bride's winning this one.
Princess Bride.
You think Bride's winning?
Yeah, everybody's saying sorry, Judy. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the Wizard of Oz is just so iconic. It's not even funny.
Sorry. All right. So Princess.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So here we come to the final. Lord of the Rings, Princess Bride. Who will reign supreme? I'm casting my vote for Lord of the Rings, even though I love that Princess Bride made it to the finals, though.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting. What do our viewers think? You, the viewer, what do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna stay on this one for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll let this one sink in for a bit. But I gotta imagine Lord of the Rings is gonna win this one. I mean, it's Lord of the Rings, man.
Yeah.
See, Rob, this is what's gonna happen when we eventually do the sci-fi one, right? Like, who's gonna beat Star Wars?
Well, Star Wars is definitely going to end up in
You don't put Star Wars in there. You don't put Star
No.
Wars or Star Trek
Yeah,
in
you know
there.
what?
You go with the rest of the stuff.
Oh no,
that's
it's got to be Star Wars and Star Trek at the end, of course. And then we
That's what I mean.
debate
Like,
for
I
like.
think I agree with David. I think you kind of leave those two out.
Okay, we could leave those out. We could do that.
You know, and let
see where-
everybody else fend for themselves.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I can't wait for you to stick Space 1999 in there.
I think I would go. I would probably go Independence Day.
How are we still getting some stuff for Oz and Narnia? I think Eric is a little behind.
The second one was terrible.
Independence
What's
Day,
that?
really?
The first one was so good, dude.
But Aliens.
Yeah, see, I agree with Angry completely here. So Princess is one of the all-time, same with me, and one of my all-time favorites. But Lord of the Rings, the cultural impact is like, yeah, it's so much.
It changed everything, dude. It changed everything. It just film wasn't the same after that. First of all, trilogies became a thing you talked about before it even came out, right? No one did that.
Yeah.
No one said we're gonna make a trilogy. There were 2.5-hour films each. The special editions were like 5 hours. The CGI, I mean, it was just incredible. It was incredible.
They were really good. The sheer amount of work that went into putting those movies together, from props to scenery to great acting and great choices of
the friggin' miniature work, man.
Dude, the battle scenes.
Yeah.
The amount of orcs and shit that you saw on screen at one time was unbelievable.
I remember there's one anecdote that they were I remember watching, and it was for Lord of the Rings, and they had just there's a software, I think it's called Mass, and it was basically software was created to do like large scale battles. So you would basically input like the one army, put in how many there are and their skills and whatnot. And then you put in the other army, and they basically go and it's able to give like each character, each person in that army, an individual kind of like, and they have like a bank of moves, and they go and they fight. So you're able to do this, and then you can basically get your shots for these big scale battles. Yeah. And they had just released, so the story was they had just released a new version of that software that was even more intelligent. So they were giving the individual, like the armies, even more options and more intelligent. And then they were getting ready to do their battle where you had like the good guys, they had maybe like 50,000 soldiers, and then the orc army had like 300,000, so massively numbered them. And then they clicked like play to see what would happen, and the good guys ran away. like they made them too smart. Just like, fuck this, we're not fighting. So then they had to program in that like running away is not an option. You have to fight. And I just thought that was like a hilarious anecdote.
Yeah.
Wait, so Iceman,
Lord of the Rings
have
it
you
is.
seen Lord of the Rings before, Iceman?
Oh no. I
There's
feel like I
no
need
way
to
Matt
watch
hasn't seen it.
No, I think he's just saying he needs to rewatch it, right?
Oh, maybe he needs to rewatch them? I don't know. I don't think you don't need to rewatch them to know how great they were. One
Yes, you
time
do.
is enough.
But when you talk about it, you just want to watch it, because they're incredible.
Oh, maybe okay. He wants to revisit them because they're so good.
Yeah, I feel the need to watch it right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
so do
I do too. I've been itching to see them. I saw them only 2 times each.
Yeah.
But they're a commitment. They're a huge commitment.
It is. You know what? It's for me. It's when what I do whenever I've had three kids, and when my kids are born, so that first 6 months of like no sleep, I go through when you're up at night doing the feedings, I go through all the franchises. Yep. So I watched all the Lord of the Rings, I watched all the Star Wars, the Pirates of the Caribbean, Aliens, like all the big franchises. I watched them all, and so yeah, I've done because I got a 1-year-old.
I feel like I could watch the original trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy, a million times.
Oh,
I've not been able to do that with any of the new stuff.
I do enjoy the prequels. They've got their flaws, but I do enjoy them. But the new ones, the sequels, the Disney ones, they're just bad. They're just really bad.
They're going to make a new series.
I know it's going to be bad. No, they won't. They haven't learned.
I've liked all of the.
They don't learn.
All the TV shows. I got to say, I've liked The Mandalorian. I've liked them all.
The shows have been season 3 was not great. You could tell that there was some studio interference there. That okay, so are we giving a consensus here?
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
I think that's been decided.
We have a winner.
There you go, Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
So, guys, listen. Next month we're gonna do the best Christmas films of all time. So, give us some suggestions for great Christmas.
Yeah,
films.
seriously.
What are your favorite Christmas films? Put them down in the chat, so we can add them to next bracket.
Yeah.
And okay, as much as I love Die Hard, I don't fully agree that it's a Christmas film.
Rob, you're gonna get a lot of pushback on that, man.
I know, I will.
Die Hard is
and I'll include it in the bracket. But if it wins, I'm gonna be fucking pissed off.
David is always gonna push back on that.
I'm gonna be really pissed off. I mean, I love Die Hard, and I will concede that it is a Christmas-ish movie, but it better not win because it has no Christmas themes. You have to have Christmas themes. You can't just have a Christmas tree.
Christmas in there, and that's going to do very well too. So.
All right, so we're gonna start wrapping things up now. But before we go, Rob, what is your favorite Christmas film of all time?
That's a hard one. I think it's okay. So there's a bit of a tie. I think my favorite. I really love the first Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I'm not a fan of the second one's okay. Third one's terrible, and the series has been like eh. But the first one is iconic. I watch it every year. And Home Alone's another, but I think my all-time favorite, and probably because as a kid, even before I could understand any of the jokes, I'd watch it with my dad, is Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's great.
I absolutely love Christmas Vacation.
How about
my
you,
wife?
Rob?
My wife doesn't. My wife is always like, we love watching Christmas movies together, but whenever I'm like Christmas Vacation, she's like, oh, not that one.
I think my favorite Christmas movie is an old black and white movie. It's A Christmas Carol starring Alistair Sim.
I love.
And I really like my Christmas movies.
Me too.
But I got introduced to this one as a kid, and we watched it every Christmas Eve. Right? And you know what? I know they've redone it, and the Disney one is good, and Nightmare Before Christmas and Miracle on 34th Street and all that sort of stuff is good.
Cheers, Andrew.
If I'm not, see you later, Andrew. If I'm not casting my vote as Die Hard, it's A Christmas Carol.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Yeah.
To me, if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then so is Batman Returns.
And Gremlins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I
remember.
That's that.
Love that. I'll watch it like 10 times during Christmas season.
I love it. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes or something. It's
yeah, it's really short. So that's my favorite Christmas movie. I love it. I just never.
It is fantastic.
It's the cutest thing. Anyway, guys, listen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Happy Friendsgiving, fellas. Everyone that joined us. This was a fun time. It's been a long time, guys, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since we had one of these.
For those of you who haven't had your Thanksgiving yet, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, to all you Americans out there, happy Thanksgiving.
Getting together with you. This is right now. It's all about getting together with your friends. So Friendsgiving it is, and you got some good friends here on this video. No video. I can't believe you said that.
YouTube, on this live stream.
On today's live stream.
Look, Dave hasn't eaten dinner yet, so we gotta excuse him. Well, listen, guys. Again, we thank you so much for hanging out with us, Rob, Dave. Thank you guys for having a great time with you guys. And we're gonna sign off here. And remember, guys, when life gives you lemons, you make yourself a cocktail.
Cheers, everyone.
We'll see you next month.
See you at Christmas.